Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2. Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Edmonton, Canada. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, by SFuels, go longer, Quintana, HOKA on a Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Mr. Andre Lopes. That's pretty good, right?
Pretty good, Bob. Pretty good.
I like it. Currently ranked number 45 from Brazil. And this is a big race for you because this can qualify you for Collins Cup.
Yeah, it's a special one. I've been really trying to work to move up the rankings this year.
Right.
Hit up the big races, and I got a wild card slot to race here. But I actually had a really good performance that gave me the wild card. But I'm 45 on the ranking now. But yeah, it's been moving up. So yeah, I'm still young to the game, but I'm starting to make small waves into the scene of triathlon, which is good.
You're doing well. When I look at getting second place at Ironman Des Moines, 50-30 swim, 4:14 bike, 2:47 marathon. That's always cool when you're running sub 250 and a sub 7-8 hours, 7:59:26. That's an impressive day.
Yeah, it was a really special day. I think I needed a breakthrough performance on the big field, like the North America Championships in Des Moines, and it was a hot day.
Right.
I had the fastest run against Matt Hansen,
and he's usually the fastest run guy.
Exactly. So it was a special race. I had to really play a lot of dynamics on the race, but I made some really good choices, and it proved me that I'm really mature on my decisions, that I'm confident on my fitness, and yeah, it was a special day, second sub-8 in 2 Ironmans as a pro, so that's always special too.
So how, when you look back at you went Ironman Cozumel in 2021 and went 7:43. Obviously, you got that real fast swim there.
Yeah.
But you still ran 2:48, and so you've run sub 250 in both those Ironman races.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, I feel my coach is Ryan Bolton, so I'm not shy to say that I've been working to be one of the good runners in the sport, and I feel like this is just the beginning. I'm being really conservative on the hot races, because Des Moines and Cozumel were pretty hot and humid.
Yep.
So those are kind of like Kona conditions.
Yep.
And I feel like there's more room to go down to the low 240s, but for now I'm really happy to perform in those hot and humid races at sub 250 marathons.
Well, and the Des Moines race qualified for Kona.
Yes, that was a big dream of mine to get to the Big Island. So yeah.
Will that be your first time?
I did as an age grouper at my first year of triathlon, but first time actually racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you're touring.
Yeah.
You got the opportunity, you're going to the mecca of triathlon, I'm going to enjoy all of it.
Yeah, I watch when I first started triathlon, I told you this, I started watching all of your interviews because there was no triathlon content in the internet. So I watched every one of the single one of your interviews back in 2015, 16 when I was starting. And that was a huge motivation. Wow, if I can go there as a pro, it's going to be already a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now I got there, I was like, I think I want a little bit more. But yeah.
That is very cool. That is very cool. And so going back, you're born in the U.S., a 1-year-old, moved to Brazil, and then come back here when you're 13, then go back to Brazil, go to college in Brazil.
Yeah.
But you were playing soccer, you're playing tennis, pretty high-end tennis guy, thinking about scholarship potentially for college in the U.S., hurt your shoulder. From there, what was the transition from there to triathlon?
Like I said, I play tennis pretty competitive. I was trying to move with the rankings, but it's a really expensive and niche sport to break through.
Yep.
Even I was trying to get to UCLA, to get a scholarship at actually Cal in Berkeley. Because I lived there, so I did high school there in high school in Berkeley High School, and then I was had some contacts. But yeah, it was just a tough sport. You had to compete. Triathlons, you do once a month. Right. Maybe you can do back-to-back races, but tennis, you got to race almost every weekend.
Right.
And it's a really intense sport. I feel like the mental game in tennis, it's huge. One of the most intense sports in the world. You can be up a set and up a game, and then completely changes if the guy does something. And so I feel like I really had the desire to be a professional athlete. I tried to be a soccer player, didn't really have the skills that's necessary. Didn't really happen. And then tennis was I had the dream, but I didn't have the things go my way to really become a pro because it's like my family didn't have money to like sponsor me. I didn't have sponsor at the time, and ended up that I just focused on my studies and else. But whenever I went back to college, I was like I was missing something in my life. Like that was like I needed. So I started like hitting the gym, for example, every single day.
Right.
Like, and I mean, but I was like, I need to compete. Like, I want to go. I still had the dream. And then one of my friends, like, he introduced me to Ironman. Like, I went to be like a staff in a race, Ironman Florianopolis, 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Actually, TO won. TO
won the race. Yeah. And then you were racing against him in Des Moines.
Yeah, I told him the story. Yeah, I was like, oh man, come on. Shouldn't have motivated you. So I was like, I saw that race and it's something clicked in my mind because like, this is cool. Like, I saw like, there was like people that were like, I mean, not the classic not like only skinny people, only younger people. They're old people, like
fat people, skinny people, and people who just were there because they loved it.
And then I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like this could be a good challenge. It's around the corner here, so. And then the idea started growing in me. I started running a little bit. And I was like, suddenly I was already running like.
Well, you're already a soccer guy. Yeah, tennis guy. So you had endurance.
So it's funny because I went to do like a local 10K race. And I got third overall. Like I was like running a 10-minute 10K without any training.
Right. Because I just like you were playing soccer and tennis.
Yeah.
And then, especially the tennis with the high, high intensity.
Yeah. So then I just like, I actually went to Germany to do like a scholarship there for a year, and then I bought a $1,500 bike, and I moved to Brazil. I signed up for Ironman Brazil, 2016.
And so so Ironman Brazil, was that one of your first
age group? Right. It was my first triathlon. Was Ironman Brazil.
First ever triathlon.
Yeah.
Ironman Brazil.
Yeah.
So you jump in, you want to jump in the deep end right away.
And then I did
and then you qualified.
Yeah, I won my age group and qualified for Kona. And I didn't really know it was Kona at the time.
Right.
And then it was. And then once I started racing, I was like, okay, I can be good at this.
Right.
And then I really realized that I could potentially be a professional, but I didn't really know how professional.
How to be a professional, yeah.
Yeah, so it was it's been like a journey, but I feel like it's been a process every year. I'm learning more and more, and I feel like I really found like what my calling is, because I like to push myself out of my comfort zone. Like I'm a guy that challenges myself, and finally now after 5 years, I'm in Boulder, 2 years in Boulder, training full time there, a lot of good athletes, and really getting better and better every year. So
you started your pro career, 2018?
Yes.
And 27th for the first time at 70.3 Texas, but 7 top 10s in the first couple seasons. So you're like, oh, this is easy. It's not a big deal.
It's been like a steady climb. I mean, it started low, but like now I'm constantly getting top 5s, podiums. But I was in my first year as a pro. It was only my second year as a triathlete.
Right.
And those guys are already like, I was watching Paula Findlay, like she was 2011. I was my first year in college. She was already.
She was going to bring her Olympics.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know it was triathlon at the time. So it's been fun and
really fun.
And it's like I have really good friends around my corner.
Yes.
Really good people around my corner. I really look up to the guys who are more experienced.
Right.
And so I learned a lot from them, and it's pretty fun.
So when you told T.O., hey, I was there in Brazil did he win that year?
He won that year.
He won that year, and you were volunteering.
I told that it was because you won because I gave you water.
You gave him water, yeah. You were working at an aid station. T.O. wins, and then this year you're finishing second. He's finishing third at Ironman Des Moines.
Yeah. And I passed him on with 10K to go on the run.
And you didn't ask for an autograph while you were racing him. Not this. Yeah.
He's my teammate, so we raced for waterfall racing.
Oh, nice.
And so it was a fun battle.
That is very, very cool. What has Ryan Bolton brought to the table for you?
I mean, he brought everything. He taught me how to be a resilient athlete, like how to train correctly, how to not overtrain, and like how to really. And I mean, also like his athletes like Ben Hoffman, Sam Long. I think those guys really are they're really good training partners. Yep. And
so those camps are really good.
I learned a lot. So, and also his experience. Like I feel like he's a guy. I haven't been shy to say that my focus is Ironmans, like Ironman full distance races,
right.
But. It's Ryan has been a huge part of this success.
So this race, what's great about this race is, prize money goes. Everybody walks away with something if you finish the race. 21st to 40th gets $2,000, but it's $1 million prize purse.
Yeah, nobody's coming for those last 20 spots.
No, and that's what's so cool about it, because if with a course with multiple laps, with a 20-meter draft rule, if you can get away, it's hard for people to bridge back up. It's one thing with 12 meters, but 20 meters is really hard to bridge back.
I mean, the PTO has changed the game. Like I'm really like I'm a big fan of PTO. Like what they bring to the table, I really want to support it because like it's a race. Like they're changing the triathlon scene basically.
No
and it's still like a first year with their first inaugural event. But I feel like this race it really suits my strengths because it's a non-wetsuit swim probably most likely.
Yeah, that's really
so
good.
I like that. I'm starting to become a good swimmer, but the bike is not like the Daytona cars, which you just like put one gear and power. I'm like, like 140.
3 climbs per lap.
So it's really dynamic, rough roads, dynamic. You cannot put your head down.
No.
I don't like putting my head down. I like really.
You'll be entertained the entire time.
Exactly, and the run is fast. So I feel like I have that speed, and I feel like it will be. I mean, to break the top 10 would be like a big goal for me, but I feel like I could do it.
What's great, you go top 10, and say you finish 10th, that's $16,000. That's like winning most 70.3s.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah.
So if you get like 4 for 5th place, 40K is winning like 10 70.3s.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, every position that you get is like 5, 10K more.
So there's all that motivation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because whatever place you're in, it's not like, it's a it's $50 difference. Who cares?
Yeah, they're really rewarding the sport. The triathletes, like they need to be valued. Mm-hmm. So it's just the beginning, but I feel like it's something that is gonna make waves in the triathlon scene.
So as you move forward for the rest of this year, I'm assuming U.S. Open, Collins Cup. Now it's between you and Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, and I mean me and Ronaldo and the other internationals, the Australians.
To make the international team.
So it's a battle because it's a good battle because I feel like the captain's picks are going to look at this race like, hey, who is in top form?
Right.
Because the race is only 4 weeks away from today, from Sunday.
Yeah.
So like whoever is like the top international, not on the automatic qualifications, and they're probably going to pick that guy because he's the one racing better, or he's like in top, he deserves that spot. So I feel like they're really going to look with some close eyes. I hope so.
Yes.
And so it's another battle inside the race. So Ronaldo is like it's a guy that I always looked up to.
Right. Well, Ronaldo's been racing forever.
Yeah.
And he's going faster than ever. He's 36 years old.
He only gets faster. I'm staying in the room with him, and the guy, like, give me your tips, man.
It's amazing. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, you're a young guy. Yeah, he's 36 years old. He's been doing ITU forever.
Yeah.
Right? Couple Olympics.
2 Olympics.
Yeah, 2 Olympics. And how many sub-8s has the guy had now recently? He's been doing really, really well.
Yeah, he's a monster. I mean, he's like a guy who, like, I feel people forgot about him, but he was already good like 10 years, 15 years ago.
Yep.
Which is like, to be good for that long, it requires, I mean, the guy has a lot of experience, and him and Igor, like kind of my idols from Brazil when I started. Yeah. I was like, oh, those guys are legit.
They are totally
and like
legit,
now to be sharing a hotel room with him and like getting tips is like it's priceless.
and that's what's cool about this sport. He can give you all the tips in the world. What you're competing against you. At the end of the day, obviously you want to beat him. Yeah. But he can't. You can't do anything about the way he races. He can't do anything about the way you race. But you can help each other.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go easy on him, but
no. You didn't go easy on T.O.
Yeah. Right? Sorry, man.
Yeah. You just dropped him like a stone. He was pretty bummed about that. So the rest of this year, you did 11th at 70.3 Oceanside, which is always a good test where you're at early
Kick off the season. Yeah.
Yeah, you're swimming through the ocean and into the bay, and 3-4 really good climbs on that course.
Yep.
Which probably sets you up for this. When you've ridden the course, how tough are the climbs? Here
in Edmonton, they're not super tough. They're kind of punchy. So they're like 40 seconds long, like a minute maybe, but
you can take something out of somebody's legs in these.
Yeah,
things.
But I'm a light guy. Like I love the climbs.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm really suited to hillier courses compared to flat courses.
Right.
Because it's like the watts per kilo comparison. Like for me, it's easier to go up the hill.
Yes.
Than a high guy who's like 180, 175, like Sam,
or
we
like
train with
Starkey.
Sam. Yeah, Starkey, hopefully. So
Very cool. Well, Andre, good luck in your battle on Sunday, because the Collins Cup is, and the thing is, if you get the Collins Cup, if you get the chosen, now there's more dollars, right? Just for making it there.
Yeah, I mean, if you make the Collins Cup, it's like it's another huge payday, huge media day. I mean, huge appearance for your brand, and I mean, it's just like another, should be part of this franchise events from PTO,
Yes.
especially the Niagara ones are really good for your brand and good for your career.
Question.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm definitely in if I get in.
All right. Andre Lopes has been our guest. Again, this is Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Edmonton, Canada. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back.